Yeah, for me, when I see or meet someone who's completely anonymous, I guess the first thing is, are they a friend of a friend? Can someone vouch for them? Or do they have a Twitter? And the signals, I don't really value like follower count, but I think a stronger metric is probably like who that I follow follows them, et cetera, et cetera. Just trying to grab onto anything to build some context. But to be honest, and I don't know if this is because I'm a dev or this is just me, who I am personally. For me, most people are like, again, this sounds harsh, but it's like untrustworthy until product shipped or project shipped. Like your work tells me something about you. I have no problem trusting anonymous people that I've met in this space based off the work I know. I don't need to know anything else. And a project shipped, and my respect or whatever for that project or what the community around it. I know there's NFT project issues with that, but I also know of plenty of smart devs that have done stuff that like their work kind of is their reputation, you know? But when it comes to on-chain identity and work, I know you've mentioned about a demonstration of knowledge versus someone's day-to-day work. Can you go into that some?
Yeah. So the ideal scenario is you can look at someone's transaction history and know how knowledgeable they are or know their ability to do work similar to their portfolio, their GitHub, their resume, et cetera. The reality is where crypto is today is not exactly there, right? No one really cares if you've made a swap or, have lent out some tokens or that's contrary to RabbitHole, but it will get there. As blockchains start to scale, as these protocols become more complex, you can now start build these new fundamental reputation systems on top of it. For example, if you've passed a successful governance proposal before, that is something that you can actually measure on chain, and that's a pretty hard action to do. That's something where like, oh shit, like you can actually prove that you can be a contributor and contribute to a DAO. Or you can run an ETH2 validator node, which also takes a lot of skill. You need the capital to do it on the machine, right? To do that and say, hey, I can do this as well. Once you start having these things and attaching it to your identity, then it's like, okay, here are some things that can create this baseline reputation of something that is then you can then be provable on chain. So it's still really early days. It's going to take a while for us to start getting there. I think a lot of people are using sort of subjective reputation systems right now in this space where they're more community specific. Some projects like Coordinate, for example, and SourceCred are probably the two most important ones of how do you actually build reputations within communities from your peers, people that you work with. But those things are really hard to scale because once you go outside of those communities, you're starting from zero all over again. And so that's kind of what we're working with right now.